Hello guys, and welcome. It is the SW2 Dude here today, bringing you yet another Splatoon 3 video. Now, first things first, make sure you guys to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and also to like this video if you enjoy the content of what you see. With all that being said, guys, let's get into the video. Now, in a previous video, I had briefly gone over that there are going to be some old returning stages that we are going to see in Splatoon 3. We know this because Nintendo is hiring a level designer specifically for Splatoon 3 with a job in renovating existing stages in the Splatoon franchise. Now in this video, I'm going to be looking back at past Splatoon stages, and based off Splatoon 3's theme, of course the apocalyptic chaos theme, I am going to be judging 6 stages, 3 from Splatoon 1 and 3 from Splatoon 2, that probably have the most likelihood of making a return into Splatoon 3. So with all that being said, guys, here is the first stage. Now the first map is a Splatoon 1 stage and is actually heavily favored by a lot of people in the community, where people really want to see this map back. This stage is called Flounder Heights. Flounder Heights is a map that is surrounded by a block of apartment complexes. It's a fairly huge map that has many openings and places for entry, as you can pretty much ink up any wall to position yourself to the main apartment, which is in the middle of the map. Now this might come as an eye-opener for a lot of people, as we know in the Splatoon 3 trailer, they definitely show us some apartments that are in the general Splatoon lobby / plaza in Splatoon 3. Could it be possible that the location that we're in might be very close to Flounder Heights? They definitely do put a little bit of emphasis in the Splatoon 3 trailer that, hey, there are apartments in this game. And what do you know? In Flounder Heights, there are apartments too. So with all of this, personally, it just makes it seem that Flounder Heights is a map that we could potentially see in Splatoon 3. The second map that I feel like that has a chance of making it into Splatoon 3 would be Canal. This is a Splatoon 2 map that takes place under a train track, which we know in Splatoon 3 train travel is possible. And with this map, we also have a riverbed that's also, as they say, under construction. Now, personally, why I'm picking this map is more to do with the chaos apocalyptic theme, where we know in the Splatoon 3 trailer that there is a huge lack of water everywhere in the trailer. I personally was thinking Canal would probably be one of the most perfect maps if it was a thing where they completely drained the entire map. It's mainly due because the river basically flows through the stage. So it could be still very likely that if all the water is drained, it can either unlock new spaces and areas around the map and can potentially completely change the whole dynamic of how the map plays. It's a pretty huge river, and I don't know if you guys have kind of looked around where how far the river goes, but even it could be a thing where we're not even really playing on the original Snapper map, but the river could be completely drained and there could just be a completely new map that's just there too. It's a bit of a stretch, and I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there of, you know, potential things we could see if Canal was to make a return, but that of course is just my opinion. Number 3, the next map. This map is a personal favorite of mine, maybe a little bit biased for why it's here right now, but this map, of course, a Splatoon 1 map, Museum di Alfonsino. This map, of course, is a museum, but it's also the map that has 5 spinning platforms, 4 of them which are located near the spawn areas, and 1, of course, in the very middle of the map. Why I think this map may make a return kind of doesn't really have much to do with, I guess, the general story of Splatoon. Mainly because I'm biased and I really want this map back because I really like it. But I guess one thing we can take away is that this is a Splatoon 1 map that just pretty much never made it back into Splatoon 2. So I was just kind of thinking, based on it being a Splatoon 1 map, and it was one of the few maps that wasn't returning into Splatoon 2, maybe it could be a thing we see it in Splatoon 3. It's also that same case with Flounder Heights. I've pretty much picked Splatoon 1 maps that pretty much didn't make a return in Splatoon 2. I just personally think the likelihood of maps like this that haven't already made a return are just generally more likely to. So it would be really interesting to see if we do get Museum back into this game. I would love to see it. It's also a thing that I really want to see, the meme where Museum Zones is back into rotation like 20 times a day. So hopefully that comes back. Map 4. So I don't think this is a map that is everybody's favorite, but I just kind of had the idea of it would be kind of cool if we did see this map back, just in a little bit more of a new renovated way. This map is Goby Arena, which is pretty much just of course, an arena and a basketball court. Following the chaotic theme, apocalyptic theme, I feel like how this map could be affected and would look pretty cool in Splatoon 3 is that if you had like the main scoreboard in the very middle of the map, or I guess on top, the roof, whatever you want to call it. What if it was a thing where that actually fell into the basketball court, or like the entire roof was basically ripped off because of the apocalypse of whatever happened in Splatoon 3. Keep in mind, guys, the job posting for a level designer for Splatoon 3 was to basically renovate existing maps, not just port maps from previous games into Splatoon 3. I definitely have the feeling that they're going to take maps that are already existing and just completely change them in a way that we haven't seen before. I feel like them doing that is just going to add just a huge amount more flair and I guess uniqueness to Splatoon 3 when it eventually comes out. So basically for Goby Arena, I feel like it's just going to be completely wrecked and destroyed. Maybe the basketball nets are probably going to be toppled over, the roof blown out, the scoreboard on the ground. Like, I just have this feeling that it's going to really be like that. So if this map were to come back, it definitely could be a great candidate of fulfilling the chaotic apocalyptic theme very well in Splatoon 3. The next map, map 5. This is a Splatoon 1 map, Bluefin Depot. This map did not make a return into Splatoon 2, and there are many reasons for why I think this map could be a good candidate. Of course, there's a lot of water in this map too, so, you know, in terms of renovating, I feel like draining the water out from this map could be something that we could likely see. Another thing is that this map is also surrounded by apartments as well, which again, we know in the Splatoon 3 trailer, there's this sort of weird emphasis on apartments in Splatoon 3. So I figured maybe there could be some sort of link there. And if I'm not mistaken, in the very middle of the map, or I guess the top area of the map, you notice there's a train track there too. We know there's train travel in Splatoon 3 from, of course, the trailer. So at this point, I'm kind of just making the assumption that this is a map that could be traveled to. I don't know. Of course, this whole thing is just speculation and from what I've gathered from the Splatoon 3 trailer. And of course, I just think it's also just another good map that could potentially see a return into Splatoon 3. Take everything with a grain of salt because you never exactly know what the devs are going to do. But I think it'll be cool, especially for a lot of sniper mains, to see this one make a return. And the very final map that I feel like that has the most potential to make it back into Splatoon 3 would be Starfish Mainstage. Now, this is more to do based on the apocalyptic chaos theme. Again, just like Goby Arena, I feel like it would be one of those good stages that they could really mess up and make it look really different compared to what it looked like before. And also just based on what we've seen so far. We've noticed that, I guess in the story, we don't see any of the idols at all within the trailer. Of course, the same could be said with previous trailers because we don't exactly see Callie Marie in the first one or Marina and Pearl in the second. But I feel like with the Splatoon 3 trailer, there's a lot more emphasis on what's going on with the story of things. You would kind of have the feeling that we might see one of the two duo idols, but the fact is that we don't. And it also could be a thing where we don't exactly have any idols or main idols to tell us the news every single day when we log into Splatoon 3. It could be the thing where that whole idea of having idols is basically tarnished or trashed, so having a map like Starfish Mainstage just making a turn, it could be like the aftermath of the apocalypse where Starfish Mainstage is completely wrecked and destroyed and all that type of stuff. So, you know, it's very far-fetched. I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there and speculating. Of course, none of this is confirmed, but, you know, I think it's just fun to get the idea out there to just make people think of these kinds of things because, you know, it's just fun to listen to. It's fun to get creative and get excited of what we might see or not see. So either way, that's pretty much the video, guys, of the 6 maps that I feel like have the most likelihood of making a comeback in Splatoon 3. We know that we're going to get some old maps coming into Splatoon 3. It honestly probably isn't any of these stages. Who knows, actually? In my opinion, these are probably the 6 that I feel like have the most likelihood. It'll be very interesting to see what you guys think in the comment section of what you think could actually make a return. So please don't forget to leave a comment of what you guys think, and tell me about your theory of certain maps that could actually make a return into Splatoon 3, guys. So with all that being said, thank you very much everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. Make sure to hit the bell notification button next to the subscription button to be notified whenever I upload, and join our public Discord server. Our Discord is booming right now. I got a little banner for it now, and it looks really cool. And it's also one of the greatest places to be notified when I do go live for a Twitch stream. Our Twitch streams are pretty insane for Splatoon because either talk about a lot of random stuff or talk about Splatoon 3 all day. So if you need a place to get excited for Splatoon 3, our Discord and my Twitch channel is the best place for that. Either way, guys, thank you very much for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay excited for Splatoon 3. The hype is still going. We're going throughout the entire year. And with all that being said, I shall see you guys in a future video.